There has existed an age-old relationship between literature and nature, or the environment as we know it in more material terms. I am Shrimoy Roy from the Department of English, Y.S. Palpar Mahavidyalaya in West Bengal, and today we shall be taking a look at human society and nature with Nissim Ezekiel's Night of the Scorpion. The learning outcomes here include a background of Indian English poetry, the summary and themes of the poem, along with critical commentary. After the colonization of India by the British, English became a functional language in the country, not only for official purposes, but also as a mode of creative expression. Many authors, including R.K. Narayan, Kamala Das, Mulk Rajanand, Raja Rao, and Nissim Ezekiel, imbibed English with Indian linguistic nuances and made it an Indian language. Nissim Ezekiel, an Indian Jewish poet, depicts nature in various ways in many of his poems. His poem Night of the Scorpion was originally published in his collection The Exact Name in 1965. With the use of simple diction and vivid imagery, he paints a subtle yet powerful picture of the contention between Oriental values rooted in tradition and the Western influence in the form of a more modern, clinical outlook in the backdrop of Western colonialism. The poem relates the incidents of a night when the young narrator's mother is stung by a scorpion, which flees the scene into a rainy night after the encounter. Through the night, as the narrator's mother suffers in pain, their neighbors, who are villagers with superstitious and spiritual beliefs, visit the family. They pray for the victim and try to justify the act as a karmic one related to previous and future births. They try to hunt down the scorpion, but to no avail. The narrator's father, on the other hand, is a skeptic and a rational man who tries more modern remedies to ease the narrator's mother's pain and expel the poison. Yet, after continuous failed attempts, he also seeks the help of a holy man. In the morning, the narrator's mother recovers, and she is relieved that she was the one who had been stung and not her children. We shall discuss three themes in this poem. The first is man versus nature. While the tone of the narration remains neutral, readers can gauge the hostility with which the villagers respond to the scorpion's so-called attack. The scorpion may have stung the narrator's mother as an act of self-defense because she had intruded into the space where it had sought shelter from the rain. The villagers, however, seek to punish it as an act of vengeance. There seems to be a sense of overt antagonism between man and nature when it comes to the primordial question of survival. The second theme we discuss is science and superstition. Human beings seem to forget that they too are a part of nature and they have to coexist with other elements of nature as well. This would mean that such occurrences as this one are common in a rural setting where people live in close contact with nature. The sense of fatalism with which the villagers regard this incident, however, suggests that the prevalence of superstition and spirituality rooted in tradition tends to override rational judgment. So instead of seeking medical solutions to ease the narrator's mother's pain, they pray and offer religious justifications for it and delve into grand spiritual narratives. They attempt to soothe the soul rather than pay attention to the physical pain. Only the narrator's father seems to attempt to provide a relief for the wound, trying both pseudoscientific and scientific methods to eradicate the poison from the body. His desperation seems to drive him to even rely on the dubious methods of a holy man. The third theme we look at is sacrifice and human empathy. As the narrator's mother survives through the night and is grateful when she recovers that her children are safe and it was her and not her children who was stung, a picture of unadulterated motherly affection and sacrifice come to the background. However, with the survival of the mother, the question of the scorpion's existence of survival seems to be almost forgotten. When we grant precedence to human life over other elements of nature, we see that human society has been driven to disregard questions of peaceful coexistence with nature, let alone preservation of the environment. This has led to development of societies and economies at the heavy cost of depletion of environmental resources. Literature acts as an agent to relay not only philosophical and ethical questions, but also represents the social reality which needs to be rectified, in the sense that a harmonious relationship needs to exist between man and nature rather than a hostile one. To summarize, Nissim Ezekiel's Night of the Scorpion discusses the binary existence of man and nature and the complex relationship between the two in the backdrop of the contention of diametrically opposite ideals, the Western influence of rationalism and the traditional values rooted in superstition. Here are some further references, and thank you.